Oh, that's just me, but actually, there is two of us this time. Hey, welcome. UCA Overwatch, just about to begin. Shoddy, welcome back. How you doing?
Had a nice 5 to 10 minute break between League of Legends and now Overwatch, but I'm excited to be here to cast our first night match of the night for Overwatch, UCEA Overwatch St. Louis University versus St. Clair College. Now, Danners, you and I actually had the opportunity to cast these two teams facing off in the preseason, and if I recall correctly, it was an absolute stomp for St. Clair.
I,
If I recall correctly,
I feel like you're
I'm
correct, but I'm also, I mean, we were just discussing this right after the league stream, how my memory's a bit of a goldfish at times. So, not
I'm
100% sure, but we'll see.
hoping that they bring it out again. I'm hoping that it's another bloodbath. I've loved watching the St. Clair team play throughout this season. They have such amazing coordination. It's cool seeing my classmates playing in games and kicking butt. So I'm looking forward to another really good game tonight.
Absolutely. And of course, our starting lineup for St. Clair College, we're going to have Corey Levesque, Colin Moore, Zachary Schreier, Hussein Hammam, Justin Veltman, and Matthias Etzen. Majority once again here, majority being esports students once again, but we do have, of course, Strider and Prince Wada in two different classes, the freshman in fitness and health and sports and rec management. And of course, coached by Vintage Anthony Quaglioto.
Yeah, and this team is just proven to be such a powerhouse this season. The season hasn't gone super great from what I was understanding from you, but in the preseason, man, their performance was just insane. So I know that whatever's happening now is just a slump in what should be an excellent season for them, and I'm hoping we can see that level of performance tonight. I'm a big fan of Apostles Brigida. I talk about it with him all the time, especially after watching those first games, watching him slap away at that enemy roster and do his work. But we are jumping into our first game here in the best of three series on Ilios. And it looks like St. Clair is going for a pretty standard composition here with the Lucio Moira on the heels, Prince Wada on that Reinhardt. There's the Symmetra teleport onto the point, and they're going to be the first to establish themselves here with some quick trades going back and forth in the front line there. Just trying to do a little bit of damage and get those ultimates charged up.
And a really cheeky little play there from St. Clair. Of course, using that teleporter to get to the point first. They're going to be able to capture it if they can hang on. Matt going to find the first elimination, though. Justin does drop. So one big AoE healer down, but at the same time, of course, St. Clair still has Apostle on the board, able to keep everybody topped off who's around him, but kind of slowly at that. Available and Strider trying their dangest to try and take down the members of SLU, but it's not going to be going in their favor this time. It looks like this point's going to get flipped on over to St. Louis University.
Yeah, so even though St. Clair got the priority on the point, St. Louis had the opportunity to do their damage on the side. Matt finding that great initial pick with the charge at the beginning of the fight. And it looked like Apostle actually had the knockoff on Trada onto the side, but I think Trada managed to channel the Shadow Blink just before he fell to his doom. So a really good kind of mechanical know-how there from the Reaper on the side of SLU. But the Coalescence does get committed by Hugo, and Apostle has the beat available, probably looking for an opportunity to drop it here. Seymour taking out Matt in the front line, available, looking for that flank. There's the Graviton getting committed right at the beginning of the fight, but nobody falls. And St. Clair with the 6-5 lead on the point, looking for this extended fight. Trada taking out Prince Wada on the side, but Available responding with a kill of his own. Apostle getting the Lucio kill onto the Gimzo. A Strider with the double kill, and that's going to be a quick and easy cap for St. Clair.
Gosh, that was actually kind of brutal right there for St. Louis. Not only did they lose that fight, but so many resources just went to waste. Why? Trada thought it would have been a good idea to pump Death Blossom when he was the only one left. It's a bit of a hero move, to say the least, and it did not pan out for him that time by. And then Matt's Shatter just went straight into his shield, so I don't think anybody got knocked down from it. But that being said, Prince Wada going pretty low as this fight starts getting underway, and he's going to get taken down extremely early before this fight really gets a chance to get started. Strider, though, does have this beam relatively charged up, going to be doing some decent damage trying to take down Matt, but Apostle's going to go down. Trundle getting credited with the kill on that time. Right in time for this fight on the point, however. Strider does get the shield ulti up once again, just to deny as much damage as possible, trying to flank onto the big tank of Matt, but more and more St. Clair members are falling as this fight persists. and it's looking a little bit rough. Apostle still nearby. Prince Wada had enough time to actually get back onto the point, but he is not long for this world, and Bailable is going to be forced to go back, and we're going to have another regroup as this point is going to flip.
Yeah, interesting choice from St. Clair there. They'd already kind of lost the point, but it looked like they wanted to just secure a little bit more percentage on this control point map. Trickling themselves, actually, at a point there. But it looks like they've reset themselves now. 61 to 55 here, kind of in the mid-game. There's another grab getting committed by Weatherman. He seems to always have this ability of Trotta getting that kill.
Oh.
Shatter comes down. That's a massive shatter for Matt, but he gets taken out quickly by Bailable. We've got some ultimates coming up for St. Clair, though. There's the shatter getting committed. Justin, with the coalescence available, choosing not to use it. He goes down. Bailable goes down before committing the Death Blossom. And all these ultimates that St. Clair has, not really getting the chance to use them. They died with 3 ultimates up there on that fight.
Well, I'd rather them die with it than them blow it as they're dying, and it's an unwinnable fight anyway. You just lose your ulti. So we have 4 on deck. Prince Wada did use the shatter in that last fight, so he doesn't have that. However, we do have 4 more, including Seymour's Diva Bomb. Get that in the right spot, and that could definitely change the fight. We do see it flying on in. It goes behind the pillar, however. So the side of St. Louis actually going to get shielded from that inadvertently. As the fight continues, we got Strider right behind Prince Wada trying to deal with this Reaper. They do end up dealing with it, actually. And with the point being flipped over as that fight was happening, the percentage is just going to start ticking more and more towards St. Clair, as that was at 99% for St. Louis. So if somebody didn't touch the point, it would have been it for the first round anyway.
Yeah, I think St. Clair did a really good job of identifying the weak points on St. Louis's lineup there. They knew what ultimates weren't available, and they knew which characters they could punish quickly. Trotta did have his Death Blossom up the entire time, but didn't find an opportunity to use it. But here it comes, and it is massive, doing damage to everybody, but nobody falls. Prince Wada with the turnaround shatter. Seymour getting a kill into Gimzo. Bailable onto Trotta. Bailable firing away from the corner there, doing what he can to hold on to that point. Matt goes down as well. There's Hugo, and that's the win. St. Clair getting that first point there on the Ilios map.
The perfect team fight to close out the first part of game number 1. Of course, in these control map style games, it is basically a best of 3 inside of one game. So not done just yet. Going to the next part momentarily, and that last fight was just like perfect for St. Clair. They needed that. They took care of it quickly. Bailable's Death Blossom was right on point, and couldn't complain there.
No, I absolutely agree with how this team is playing their offensive. Like, Strider and Bailable are doing just an awesome job of target focusing, like, perfectly. And these healers, like Apostle and Justin, are just doing so much for the squad in the back line. Like, Strider is like taking all this damage, but not really taking any damage at all because of how much healing he's getting from the back line. St. Clair with a strong start here onto the right side behind that Reinhardt shield getting established there in front.
Strider making the switch back over to his patented Sombra, and going to be trying to make the front lines or everybody have their life be a living hell. You can't exactly Wraith Walk if you are hacked, so solid job from Strider, picking himself a quick double, and that is going to lead St. Clair to the point where they can take care of this first point and flip it, start gaining some percent, and moving forward into aggressive hold.
I love Strider's hero chase there. Like, he sees the Widowmaker on low HP and he hunts it down perfectly, but the coalescence is getting into this fight. Strider gets the kill on Trundle with the melee kill. Seymour pushing in onto Matt, and St. Clair is just going to rush St. Louis back into their spawn. There's 4 go down, and St. Clair has really found themselves like in a good spot in this game. They've really come into their own. They're in their zone right now, and this is exactly how they want to be playing this game. Just full-on aggression, abusing these lack of ultimate cooldowns. We've got the Diva Bomb coming up for Seymour, comboed with the EMP. This next fight should be a quick and easy cleanup here as well.
The bomb comes out, and that's exactly the combo that you were looking for. Huge double kill for Seymour's Diva Bomb. The Trada there trying to get the flank onto the healers, but even Apostle is not afraid, opting to go one-on-one with the Reaper. Did have some backup in the end, but with that, St. Clair 50% and ticking. Uncontested so far. Very strong hold here right outside of these gates.
They're going to have to be a little careful here, though, as these ultimates are coming up for St. Louis. The hack actually does get committed onto Matt, and he's taking quite a bit of damage in the front. Available here with the double kill on the Death Blossom. Strider picking Matt in the back, and is that a team wipe?
That is a complete team wipe coming up from the side of St. Clair. Bayable had that Death Blossom pretty much all the way charged, just needed one more shot. So he jumped in, took the shot, got it all charged, and just started spinning. Everybody else from St. Clair was short to follow.
Available. Like, this is so disrespectful. He's like in their spawn. He's just being real cheeky right now. The hack does get committed there on. The Death Blossom comes out and he gets picked off immediately. The Graviton Surge comes out, but is responded by Apostle with the beat. No damage is taken. There's the hack from Strider on the back, and that's just 100-0. Like, Danners, how do we go from 99 to 100 to 100-0 in the same game? Like, are these the same two teams? It's crazy.
That was definitely polar opposites, to say the least. Play of the game going to be going over to Strider in a team fight a little bit early, just being able to shut down Trada with that Death Blossom. But yeah, that was rather interesting, to say the least, coming out there from St. Clair. Never would have expected that to be the case, like you're saying, with how this one was going. I was expecting back and forth, but straight up, St. Clair had St. Louis University completely trapped in their spawn and the adjacent area. They could not touch the point for the life of them. There always seemed to be something up and ready to go for St. Clair. And with UCA being only a best of 3, we could be in for a speed run here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, every time you got me on the desk here, Danners, it's just a murder. It's just murder is what it is. You're having me watch murder, and I don't think that's fair or legal. There's definitely going to be some questions after the stream, but it's just amazing the way this team coordinates themselves offensively. Like, their target focus is impeccable. They know exactly who needs to go down when. Their positioning is flawless. Strider on the Sombra is just such a menace. Every hack that comes down wins the fight. Like, it's game-winning hacks. And, I mean, I'm used to my gold solo queue Sombras, hacking a health pack, throwing down a transmitter, and just bouncing back and forth between the same location, capping at 500 damage. You don't get to see this type of play very often, right? Like, this is just incredible play from these DPS line. These healers providing so much value. It's just great to see such a well-held team play together so well together. So this is really a treat, honestly, to watch.
Absolutely. Fantastic so far from St. Clair, especially that last game. And just curious as to where we're going to be going for game number 2, if St. Louis University can find themselves back on the rebound. Because with the way it is currently sitting right now in the UCEA standings for our group specifically, St. Clair College and both us and St. Louis University, both currently sitting at a 1-win, 2-loss record. Obviously, one of us wants to tie it up to 2 here today, move forward towards maybe like getting a top 3 position sometime soon. I know the UCEA season is probably about halfway. Going to fact check myself real quick. Yeah, pretty much halfway done here. It's a bit of a shorter season compared to other leagues, but they definitely need some sort of turnaround real fast. Like you were saying when we were first introducing that St. Clair felt like they're in a rut for a good little bit. And only as of late, in all leagues rather, have they been turning it around and basically starting to make it work.
Yeah, and it's good to see that. Because, I mean, you have these losses and they're good learning opportunities, but a loss doesn't mean anything unless you can turn it into a win, right? Like, a loss is good as a learning opportunity, but if you're just losing to lose, then it kind of sucks. But it's really good to see a team lose a couple games, learn from their mistakes, and then just come out in absolute dominant form like we've seen so far in this best of 3. So I'm really excited to see how game number 2 expands. But before we jump into that, just a quick shout out to our sponsors here for tonight's match. Big thank you to PC Outlet, St. Clair College Alumni Association, St. Clair College, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC, and Zeckelman School of Business and IT. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors for supporting these events and allowing us to have provide these amazing opportunities for our students, like myself as well. So big thank you to our sponsors as we move into our second game here on Rialto, the escort map.
Yeah, so good timing, good timing. We get to play here at Rialto, and I feel like it's been either full hold or bust here on this map over the past season here for St. Clair, where either everybody's getting stuck just over in this archway and can't seem to make it out of here, or we're going all the way to the very end building. There doesn't seem to be much of an in-between, because I know from at least the last time I seen St. Clair here, it was a bit of a struggle. So I'm hoping for their sake they got some additional work done here on this map. And what kind of setup will we see from them this time, I wonder?
It's funny that you say that, Daniel, because I believe in the very first game that we watched against these two teams, we actually saw, I think it was Oasis and then Rialto. And on Rialto, St. Clair had that amazing turnaround hold where the St. Louis managed to push it all the way to the end, and then they swung it around. Right? So it was actually a fully completed game for that St. Clair 2-0 there. Which was really cool to watch. But looking here, it looks like it's a very similar setup. We typically see teams on offense, especially on escort-style maps, especially on Rialto, go with the double sniper lineup. And we do see both Trotta on the Hanzo and Trundle on the Widowmaker here, with Hugo on the Ana. So actually a triple sniper lineup for St. Louis here on this first map.
Yeah, Saints have to be careful because they could also get hooked out by Weatherman sitting there on the Roadhog and just make the job very easy for St. Louis to finish off the elimination at that point. Available on the Torbjorn of all things. A little bit odd, but kind of cool. And we've seen Strider start whipping out this Echo a lot more often as of late. Starting it off strong, finding Trotta.
Yeah, it's a really interesting DPS lineup here that St. Clair's running with, because they're taking a very slow, turtley DPS, like the Torbjorn, and then following up with an Echo, who's like a very divey assassin type character. I shouldn't be doing meta-analysis while we're watching all this happen, but there's just heroes dropping everywhere. St. Clair have done a really good job of being able to hold this point, catching Weatherman out on the flank there. But yeah, these comps are just like really all over the place, but it seems to be working. It seems like they're, rather than kind of being discoordinated, they're filling in the gaps, right? You have this slow, like, tower defense style, and then the Echo comes in to clean up on the back. So it seems to be working pretty well for St. Clair here at the start of this point.
Right, because the biggest struggle, of course, you have the Torb, it's doing a ton of damage with the turret and whatnot, but then they run away and you don't chase it down. And that's exactly where Strider's going to come in and try to clutch it up, finish it off that way. However, Strider and Apostle both getting taken down rather quickly here in this fight. Strider got revived, I do believe, so he's going to keep trying to fight this off a little bit further. Wada boosted up and ready to go, but completely blasted away by Weatherman. Rather decent move there from him. That's Seymour Diva Bomb in a very awkward position, actually, making life a little bit difficult for St. Louis University. And with Strider actually switching over to the Roadhog himself, he could actually just blow him right off the point if he wants to, and is going to be successful in doing so. Switching back over and finishing off the squad. That little res from Apostle to keep Strider in this game, really coming clutch to finish off some of these kills.
And when you said Strider switched to Roadhog, I was like, wait a second, isn't it 2-2-2? And then I remembered that Echo is a...
Echo doesn't care.
Echo can do a lot of crazy, funky things. That Roadhog swap definitely providing a lot of value to the team in this fight. And I'm honestly quite impressed with how St. Clair is playing this point. As you mentioned, they have like that slow damage from the Torbjorn with the Echo following up for the cleanup kills. But Justin's found himself in a really good position where he's able to provide a ton of value for his team without actually putting himself in the line of fire. The Graviton and the Dragon both get committed by St. Louis, but they don't actually pick anything up, and instead both snipers fall on the side of St. Louis. Gimzo going for the res onto Trundle. But I don't know how much value this is going to be if Trundle doesn't have the ability to get himself set up. Roadhog getting picked off on the side here. St. Clair's just going to chase St. Louis back to base. There goes Matt. The Mercy's getting chased out. 60 seconds left on the point, and they've hardly pushed it at all. And they're just getting trickled like crazy. St. Louis still got death timers here. There's only 40 seconds left on the point, and no ultimates currently available. It's going to be really tricky to see how they establish themselves in this point.
Full hold or bust, apparently, here for St. Clair. They're in decent position. 3 ultimates on deck, including Strider once again able to just transform into whomever he wants. Actually switches over to the Sombra. He can get himself an EMP nice and quick if he does manage to land some shots. He's going to be successful at doing so. Finds everybody. That's going to be the EMP coming out. It does get on to 3. They're going to keep on trying to chase it down. Molten Core just around the corner here for Bailable as well. Just like 5 ultimates on deck right now for St. Clair, and there's only 10 seconds left in the game. Seymour finding a kill. Strider finding another as well. Chase him down, clean him up. We might be in for a quick one here tonight. Overwatch applying for AGDQ apparently, as they are going to completely shut this push down.
Yeah, I think the St. Clair lineup's got some homework they got to get to, and they don't have any time to waste tonight. They got to get those those assignments submitted before those due dates, and they know that the way they're playing tonight. It's just, oh my gosh, man! It's 4 minutes. 4 minutes. This whole match is going to take like 10 to 15 minutes tops.
That's absolutely incredible.
It's disgusting. Disgusting to watch. But also just like, I love the way Strider kicks Echo and swaps back to the Sombra. He can't keep himself away from that. He just loves it. And we love watching it. We actually do see the McCree getting picked up here for Strider on the offensive. This is a very cheeky comp from St. Clair. They've got the double shield on point with the Bastion, the flanking McCree, and then the double turtle healers as well. I wonder if they actually commit to this comp, because this is going to be really fun to watch. Love watching Bastion getting escorted on top of the payload on attack here with these escort-style maps. And I think that's the Lego skin for Bastion
Love
as
this
well.
skin.
Firing away those bricks like crazy. It's going to be really fun to watch. Justin actually swapping off the Ana to the Baptiste. I much prefer this pick than the Turtle comp. I think the Baptiste synergizes so well with Bastion, being able to drop that immortality field on top of the payload and just keep that bunker alive. Really good stuff.
All right, all aboard the pirate ship as we're going to hop right on. We're going to see Bailable probably transform momentarily. Matt does have, of course, the Roadhog, so he very well could hook, but it only takes one team fight win for St. Clair to be successful in winning this second game. That's going to be Matt with a hook, but no kill going to be secured. Justin going to keep himself alive. Strider sniping away as best as possible. Finding Gizmo. That's actually pretty huge. Getting rid of the Mercy heal and res this quickly into this fight could be brutal. Bailable doesn't even care about going to the turret for him. He was just going recon mode on those guys. Trotta going down, going one-on-one against Matt, but it doesn't matter while he's distracting them up here. Where's the rest of the St. Clair squad? That's right on the point. Okay, Battle Mercy to finish things off. Looks like we're in for a quick one. Good night.
What happened? I was just retweeting about the game and it's over.
Holy smokes, eh?
I looked up from my phone and the game was over. No, I'm kidding around. But honestly, these games are just it's flawless is really what it is. It's flawless execution from start to finish. They know exactly what they want to do and they do it perfectly. Like, look at the way Strider cleans up these kills, right? He goes in, gets the ultimate swap, becomes the Roadhog, cleans up one kill, dives forward with the laser, gets another kill. Like, they're just assassins, all of them. They know who needs to die, and they pick them off exactly as they need to. And it's so good to watch.
It was absolutely a blast. Extremely, I can't even say close. Just it was one-sided ever since round one. Round one of game one, that was actually kind of back and forth. But then game two, or round two of game one happened, and then St. Louis was just stuck in their zone. And I think that kind of threw them off right here to the point where game two was essentially a wash before it even happened, which I definitely understand. Not being able to move a couple meters outside your spawn and getting stuck there, it's so easy to get tilted. It's so easy to get frustrated at something like that. And it looks like they weren't able to recover after that. They tried with that attack, but it just seemed like St. Clair had an answer for everything. The little style that they had where it was like, the tank supports Torbjorn. Okay, somebody's low. Strider, go get him. Like, the assassin style coming out was really cool.
The attack dog.
Essentially, yeah. Sick 'em, boy.
Sick 'em up, and he goes and cleans them up. But I think that works, right? And if you're on a team and you know what your role is and you know what your job is and what you provide to your team's win condition, if you're able to execute on that, that's excellent, right? Even if it does look a little goofy or seem a little silly to us, you know, watching from the outside, It's exactly what you need to do in that situation, right? You have this Torbjorn pumping out all this damage, all these low health carries, and all of a sudden Echo comes flying in with a laser and zaps them all up. Like that's exactly what you want, right?
Yeah,
That's a dream come true.
the bonus execution damage on that laser too, just coming in clutch, like the exact hero you need in that kind of team composition, exact ability, exact timing. Everything from St. Clair in that game was absolutely perfect, regardless of game one. But
If you don't find it perfect for the situation, you can always just become them, right? That's the best part about Echo
yeah.
as well.
It's like, I really wanted to play Sombra. I guess I'll just alt one. Like,
Exactly. Really good stuff. Great game from St. Clair. So I believe that makes them 2-2 now in the
Yes.
UCEA season. Yeah. So looking forward to see how they kind of carry on the momentum from this win moving forward into the rest of the season. But so far, really impressive stuff.
Yeah, if they were in a rut, this is a good step to get yourself out of it. But they could be in for a world of hurt tomorrow, considering tomorrow we are up in the NACE League, but this time we're up against Northwood University. I was saying before, currently the #1 team in the group, the favorite to win, to the point where this team doesn't even practice for NACE games. They use their NACE games as practice for contenders. So of course that's like your tier 2 level of professional, this team we're going up against. So obviously best of luck to everybody. I want to see them pull through, but it's going to be a hard one tomorrow. Then
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Just a moment, just to mention the date line there should read October 22nd, Thursday. So that's tomorrow's game, Thursday, October 22nd.
Oh, I butchered it. You could tell I did this too quickly.
Overwatch, no, it's all good, Danners. You know, it happens. Just wanted to make sure that there's no confusion there for whoever's watching. So Thursday night at 8 p.m. it's going to be an Overwatch game. Okay, there goes Danners fixing that up for us real quick. Then the following day on Friday at 6 p.m., it's going to be Saints Gaming CSGO in the UCEA League, followed by the Drury Esports League of Legends Invitational on Saturday. I believe that's starting at 8 p.m., but there's going to be a number of games. Daniels, you'll have to provide a little bit more clarity on exactly what's happening there. But on the Sunday, we've got Call of Duty Modern Warfare for TESPA, and then going back again on Monday with more NACE Overwatch.
You can tell coming off guard a little bit here. Some of these times, of course, not correct. Of course, the League of Legends Invitational from Drury Sports will be 11 going throughout most of the day. Thank you for pointing that out. I never would have noticed. But yeah.
No problem.
So it's going to be 8 p.m. tomorrow, 8 p.m. on Friday, 11 a.m. on Saturday, 7 p.m. on Sunday for Call of Duty, and then we're back to 8 p.m. on Monday for the NACE Esports Overwatch season finale.
And if there's any confusion as to the dates and times of our matches, you can always check our Twitter, Saints Gaming CA. All our socials are currently listed down below at the bottom of the stream and also on the side there for your viewing. So make sure to follow on to the Twitch and the Twitter pages if you want to know what we're up to and when our games are. And we'd love to see you there supporting our Saints Gaming squads.
Absolutely. And of course, one more time, speaking of support, thank you to the sponsors that support us here, the St. Clair Saints at Saints Gaming. Of course, Suckman School of Business and IT, PC Outlet, St. Clair College Alumni Association, St. Clair College itself, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC. Thank you for making this possible and giving our students the opportunities to perform and produce all these matches here in collegiate esports and making the dream come true. And of course, thank you to everybody tuning in. Would not be doing this without you. It's always a pleasure being able to broadcast for you daily at this point now. It's awesome having so much action. Shoddy, thank you once again for joining me for commentary. I know you said you had a match at 9 o'clock. Well, I guess you'll still be able to make it, eh?
I've got some tryouts to get to with some League of Legends players, but always a pleasure to join you on the casting desk. And big thank you again to everyone for joining, and see you tomorrow.